Kendrick Lamar, Tupac, Denzel Curry, MF Doom. These amazing MCs have shown their prowess in lyrical capability, breath control, and mesmerizing hooks throughout their long careers. And these are some of my favorite rappers too. They instantly encapsulate everything I love about hip-hop. But even then, I don't think they hold a candle to probably the greatest MC of all time, Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Any rapper wouldn't be where they are today if it wasn't for the revolution of the DK-ster. Sure, hip-hop was still finding its footing around the 80s, but the 90s came way to a new style that would shake up the genre and cultivate itself to the mainstream. Sure, you had Dr. Dre with the sounds of G-Funk, and A Tribe Called Quest with jazz rap, but nothing would ever give way to what Donkey Kong had in store, the ooh ooh ah ah. Now Donkey Kong wouldn't get into his musical career until the early 90s, inspired by the sounds of his dear grandfather Cranky Kong and his father Donkey Kong Jr., with the bleeps and bloops of an arcade machine. But when it was time to step up into the mic, DK pretty much made his name known with his first mixtape, Donkey Kong Country, with help from producer David Wise. This was a game changer, featuring the tunes of atmospheric jungle music mixing with natural environmental sounds with melodic and percussive compositions. Songs like DK Island Swing had that style of 1940s jazz, while Aquatic Ambience is a somber tune which happens to be the biggest accomplishment in regards to audio. And who couldn't forget the famous diss track against King K. Rool with K. Rool's theme, inspired by sea shanties to taunt the Kremlin King. And with that came a new call to fame and a few more projects down the road, including the acclaimed sequel mixtape Diddy's Conquest with the guest verses from his nephew Diddy Kong. But you all probably forgot the brief stint DK did back in 1999, where he announced that he was making his own supergroup, a group of some of the best primate MCs to ever hit the jungle, a group he called Donkey Kong 64. Consisting of the dynamic of him and Diddy, along with Diddy's girlfriend's sister, Tiny Kong, Chunky Kong, Tiny's cousin, and Lanky Kong, a local friend to the family. An unstoppable clique that would even make the Wu-Tang Clan tremble in fear. Now the group had a whole project they created under their belt, but it mostly fell under the radar over the past couple of years. However, one thing stood out about this project, and it was their global smash hit that's still remembered to this day, the infamous DK Rap. Whatever how you feel about the rap itself, it was certainly a mainstay that catapulted some of the lesser Kong's careers into new heights, while giving more exposure to Donkey and Diddy Kong. Though seen as a lighthearted joke at first, this became an anthem for many gorillas and chimpanzees alike, known for its social commentary of what each of the Kongs were feeling. But who had the best verse? It may be tough to try to put these five against each other, but I'm willing to make that sacrifice. I'm here to rank every verse from the DK Rap, and see which monkey's rhymes stand up on top. So that means that the first and last verse of the rap will not be included. I know we all love the opening, so they're finally here, performing for you, and the ever catchy walnuts, peanuts, pineapple smells. But only the 5 Kong verses will be put into play here. So, which Kong had the better verse?
She's killing all the bees! She's killing all the bees! We don't know why, but she's killing all the bees!
Okay, so I will say not all the verses here are bad per se, but with that being said, this one doesn't really say much for the character. Tiny Kong is the only female of the group, so surely she has some traits that make her stand out from her male-dominant counterparts, right? Well, she's got attitude. This Kong's got style, so listen up, dudes. Tiny gives out that girl boss energy to show that she's more than capable of hanging with the big boys. Style is everything, and she puts that to the T, which stands for Tiny Kong, or T-pose, or tuberculosis, or, now this is where things get underwhelming. She can shrink in size to suit her mood. Tiny, in what universe would you want to shrink in size? Has this ever suited your mood before? Now look, her famous barrel move allows to shrink in size to get inside small and difficult places to reach golden bananas, the crew's favorite drug, I mean food. But other than that, there's no reason to turn miniature to suit your mood. She's quick and nimble when she needs to be. Tiny treads lightly and probably wants the least amount of smoke than her comrades. But when you're in the game, you obviously want to show off and be the best you can be. Or maybe this is just the facade she puts on, hoping to gain your trust in order to not throw you under the bus. Don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell truths about you. She can float through the air and climb up trees. Now we see the glaring issue. Tiny can't climb trees. She says she can, but where's the evidence, Tiny, huh? You can float with your pigtails here, but you got some explaining to do with this climbing tree bit you're spouting about. If you choose her, you'll not choose Ron. With a skip and a hop, she's one cool con. Rounding out her verse is a flex line about being the coolest of the bunch, which is probably what inspired the likes of new female rappers today, like Glorilla and Doechii. Tiny's verse is fine as is, but nothing really popped or had anything memorable to say.
And then there's Chunky. He's dead.
And here we have the Soulja Boy of the group, the DK Crew's brick house with the smoothest brain you'll ever see. Chunky kinda falls into the same category with Tiny in the lyrical department, but with Chunky not being all that bright, makes his verse more enjoyable to listen to. Finally, he's here for you. It's the last member of the DK Crew. Chunky knows he might not be too bright, but he knows his worth in the fandom, and tells the audience he's finally stepped up to the mic to end the rap. This con so strong, it isn't funny, can make a Kremlin cry out for mummy. No doubt Chunky is strong, stronger than Donkey Kong, and that itself is no funny business. Plus, he throws a few jabs at the rival gang, the Kremlins, showing that the DK Crew is much tougher, physical and lyrical wise. However, there's one jarring part to this line. Mummy. Chunky, I'm pretty sure you meant to say mommy, but the lyrics are right there. What made you think the word mummy was the right choice? Was it to rhyme with the word funny? Or maybe he went through a huge Darkstalkers phase. Still, the word mummy won't make the Kremlins take you seriously, Chunky. Can pick up a boulder with relative ease, makes crushing rocks seem such a breeze. Chunky has been really showing off how much of a bodybuilder he is, flexing his arms of lifting huge boulders, and can also turn him into a giant with the help of some crystal meth, crystal coconuts. He may move slow, he can't jump high, but this con's one hell of a guy. Now when this song came out, Chunky got a lot of backlash for swearing in this verse. Yeah, the DK Crew consider themselves pretty thug, but they never use profanity in their songs. And lo and behold, the dumbest member of the group broke the rule and got ridiculed for it. Now over the years, he would later modify the word to heck when performing the song, but no one will ever forget the sheer insanity of what the gorilla did that day. I guess the controversy surrounding his verse is what keeps him above Tiny, just for being a bit more memorable.
But his coconut gun still fires and spurts. If he shoots ya, you'll probably die.
Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, the granddaddy of all cons. You've got your Eazy-E, your RZA, your Q-Tip, and now DK. With Donkey Kong being around the music business for a while, it's no surprise he was going to lay down such a good verse, and kicking the song off too to familiarize fans. He's the leader of the bunch, you know him well. If you're familiar with DK's pen game, this is just another joyride into his songwriting. He's finally back to kick some tail. DK is still thriving on being the best, and isn't squashing any beef when it comes to criticism. And this line is definitely aimed at his biggest hater, K. Rool. His coconut gun can fire in spurts. If he shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. DK flexes on his new shooter that he got from his buddy Funky Kong, the fun-loving surfer and peacemaker, known for his Funky Flights Foundation back in 1994. DK warns the Kremlins to not get too close as he is locked and loaded and will not hesitate to spew some coconuts in the face. He's bigger, faster, and stronger too. He's the first member of the DK Crew. Some may say this is a little basic compared to DK's previous works, but for what it is, it's a great verse for an already iconic hip-hop anthem. This would later cause DK some problems, however, as his beloved coconut gun got confiscated and led him to prison serving 5 years, after a major conflict and fatal shooting of the resident banana alien, Zenanab. Proceeds to his passing can still be found at the Funky Flights Foundation.
That might explain his job, which you won't forget. He blogs for Diddy, Pepe, Trump, MRA.net.
Some may say this is a lesser version of DK's verse, as he and Diddy share the same lines in a different format. But whereas DK was letting the listener know what they were getting into from his flow, Diddy brings more angst and flair to his verse, especially putting in an electric guitar in the mix. He's back again, and about time too. And this time, he's in the mood. Diddy really shined for the collab mixtape Diddy's Conquest, but is letting the audience know that he's not playing into that style here. With more anger and confidence, Diddy Kong proves he's a force to be reckoned with. He can fly real high with his jetpack on. Just like DK with his coconut guns, Diddy also has his own flex with his new jetpack. A gift from old Cranky Kong, Diddy Kong still uses his rocket pack to this day, though many are concerned with all the fuel that he's been using. Still way less than Taylor Swift's jet usage. With his pistols out, he's one tough con. The peanut pop guns were also a gift to Diddy Kong from Funky. Look, Funky said that he's not an adventurer, I mean rapper by any means, and likes to make peace, but even he has smoke on the Kremlins. You just gotta respect your homies. He'll make you smile when he plays his tune, but Kremlings beware, cause he's after you. Diddy Kong is a great producer, using different arrangements from chiptunes to actual ambient percussions, but his favorite instrument is the guitar, electric to be clear. He and composer Grant Kirkhope produced the heck out of this tune, and Diddy's influence is shown in the full front. But yeah, throw in another jab at the Kremlings. You've heard the rivalry of the Crips and Bloods, but the DK crew and Kremlings were something else. When someone steals your huge load of bananas, you started a huge war for the ages, and Diddy Kong always has DK's back. And with that fantastic guitar groove, this is such a great verse.
He earned a degree in a college town and decided to work as a sex ed clown.
Okay, I think with anyone not taking this seriously, I'm pretty sure we can all agree I picked this one just because of the memes. Like, come on, every line here is meme-worthy. He has no style, he has no grace, but this con has a funny face. My gosh, Rare is really ripping into one of their own creations, like they don't even know what to do with Lanky Kong. This orange orangutan is such an odd character. How are you going to introduce him to fans of this franchise? Well, roast the out of him. That's what. He can handstand when he needs to and stretch his arms out just for you. Like, even in the game, Lanky isn't all that great gameplay wise, so let's just make fun of this goofy clown of a character. Inflate himself just like a balloon. This crazy con just digs this tune. Even Seth Rogen is like, what is this character? Lanky Kong is pretty much only significant because of his verse on the rap, but that's not a bad thing. Like, everyone knows this verse. Joel Haver did a whole sketch based on this verse. Oh wait, I still need to play into this bit. Lanky Kong is the humble king of the group. Always the punching bag, Lanky plays into this by being self-deprecating, and he earned the respect from many that qualified this as the best in the whole rap. The Ringo of the DK group. No, wait, this is hip-hop. The Macklemore of the DK group. Yeah, I mean, Lanky looks like he shops at a thrift store.
Donkey Kong!
Okay, by all means, this was just a fun little video I wanted to do for April Fool's Day. I hope no one takes this too seriously, although I do still put Lanky on top just for the memes alone. But hey, if you like more of this kind of content, maybe I'll do some more in the future. Hope you enjoyed this stupid little ranking that I did. Rest in peace Harambe, King K. Rool better have a good comeback after this.
Here we go. Not funny. Dickens.